Level Up Latina partners with working women and mamas alike to guide them in achieving fulfilling career and life goals through financial empowerment, professional or leadership coaching, and personal wellness. Find the unique coaching you need to succeed.
You're listening to Vero, Ceci, and Irene, and we are Level Up Latina.
Welcome back to another episode of the Level Up Latina podcast. This is actually a very unique, awesome episode because it is the beginning of our summer series. You might be wondering, what do you mean summer series? Yeah, for the summer series, Vero, Ceci, and Irene, we do a few episodes where we do some short and sweet, sometimes rapid fire questions on topics that we kind of hit quickly. To give you guys some awesome kind of insights into what's going on, whether it be in our personal lives or related to career, related to friendships, anything along the lines of also self-care. So there's just quick rapid fire questions or quick episodes that we want to share with you all today. But before we jump in, I'm going to check in with my co-hosts here, Ceci and Irene, and pardon all the ruckus in the background, you guys. Nothing new, but as usual, you know, I have a full house. Tengo mi kinder. So with me, it is, we just got a dog. And mind you, we adopted 2 kittens not too long ago. So we have our 2 kittens, and then we have now adopted a little puppy, and my kids are over the moon and excited. Let's check in really quick on this first summer session of 2026. Ceci y Irene, ¿cómo se encuentran?
Good. Feeling good. It's a nice summer day. Ceci said it was really hot by her.
Yeah, está bonito el día. Good. It's a Sunday. The sun's out. And yeah, my girls les estaba diciendo, they quieren que las lleve a la playa. I was like, maybe after dinner. We're going to have an earlier dinner and then walk on the beach a little bit.
You know what's really cool too about the summer though is that you can do a late evening or late stroll to the beach and the sun is still out. It's about 8:30. So it feels nice. Right now the sun is beating down on me in this little office and it feels really, really hot. Y ya me dio calor. It's a beautiful thing, Ceci. If we finish recording, you have an early dinner, you go for a nice little stroll, you also have some sun. Pasó el winter, ¿cómo se llama? El summer solstice. También.
There you go.
So you can go put your patitas in the ocean for a little bit. But yeah, it's our summer series. And then it's really cool because it's really quick, fun episodes. And we come to you every Wednesday, igual, and we stay consistent while we still take a little bit of a break. So for today's episode, it's going to be really quick. It's a quick intro to the summer series. And my first question is for you ladies. What do you look forward to in the summer? Like for the summertime? ¿Qué les llama la atención? What is it that excites you? Or what is it that kind of, maybe you dread? I don't know. But what is it that you kind of look forward to in the summer?
I look forward to the kids being home. I really love it. Estamos todos juntos. So, you know, this last Thursday, I think it was, we went to lunch at the farmer's market, the kids and I. And the Thursday before that, my son took my other son to the farmer's market for lunch. It's like the kind of stuff that you can't necessarily always do when you're in school and I work all day. So with the kids being home, all of us being home, having an extra driver, we're doing fun summer things. And I really look forward to that. It's been really fun to just have those random things that we get to do on a random middle of the day Tuesday. If it's frozen yogurt or somebody wants sushi, we can actually get the deal because it's between 11 and 3. I look forward to that savings and that time and the fact that we're all here. The kids, with the exception of my daughter, are pretty open. My daughter can be busy, but it's nice to be able to get her from point A to point B and not feel like this pressure of school drop off and pick up.
Nice, Rena. That sounds really nice. I love how you're like, have all the kids back together because yes, your oldest back from college. It's always really nice. ¿Y tú, Ceci?
The fact that I get to sleep in a little bit because the same, right? I don't have to take them and be at school by 8 and all that. So now they're in camps and whatnot. And so my schedule's a little crazy where during the school year, I'm in the office by 8:30. Now it's like depending where the camp is. Like this past week. Yeah. No, the first week my suegra was here and so she watched the girls. So I was taking my sweet time. I was getting to work at 9:15, whereas like the regular school year it's 8:30. And then this past week they were at a camp near my office, so I was back to getting to the office at 8:30. This week they're at a camp nearby, and so otra vez I'm like, okay, so that sleeping in, and I get excited for them to try new things. And like the camp that they're doing this week, they are doing a little bit of yoga, and I think they're doing hip hop dancing and galaxy, no sé qué. So I get excited for them to try new things. And the one that they just did was out in the mission, and the teachers they speak Spanish to them, so I was like, that's good, perfect, las quiero ahí. And they do a lot of field trips, so yeah, I just like to see them explore new things and do new things. And yeah, again, the schedule's a little crazy, but it's fine, es que se va de volada los 2 meses.
Eso sí, el tiempo vuela. It does really go by really fast. For me, there's a little bit of dread, because now that I am also working this summer, we have to plan for childcare because all of our kids are not, since they vary in the age group, right? They're all really close in age, but they vary in the age group. It's hard to find like one sitter. That's really challenging. So now we try to find camps. We're trying to get them involved because they need it also. We have very high energy kids. So we started off with summer school. We waited the 2 weeks for them to start summer school. And in the meantime, I also had signed them up for a camp. And we finally got word from them this last Thursday. They're like, they can start today. And I'm at work, checking my emails. And I'm like, yeah, I'm at work today now. So we took them last Friday, and they loved it. And Ceci is one of those where it's very, they keep the kids very entertained and physically moving. They do sports, from tennis to soccer to pickleball, and they have them swim every day if they choose to. So they have those options. But I think for me, when I was younger, I would get really excited about the summer because of the vacation. Now I feel like there's so much to like prepare and plan for when you have kids. But then I always think about, oh my God, my kids by the end of the summer are going to be completely different children. The summer is so transformational, I feel. And it's one of those where you get to either you see it and you're like, oh my God, who were you at the end of June and now going to school towards the end of August, September?
Se dan un estirón, right?
Sí, crecen mucho. Y ahorita como que me da tristeza de pensarlo, right? Just to think about it, it makes me a little sad. Talking about sad, I'm just kidding. Well, talking about sad, what is maybe one of your fondest summer memories?
One of my fondest summer memories is likely the summer that we stopped traveling for an entire year. We went summer to summer, July to July. So one of my fondest memories was culminating that trip in the middle of July. In 2018, there was the World Cup going on. There was all this excitement for us because we were wrapping everything up. And it was beautiful because it was the celebration of a year. We made it, we survived. But it was also really nice to come home. A little jarring to come home. But it was a beautiful memory for us being in Machu Picchu, being in Uruguay, being in Argentina. That was like a really fun summer in 2018. Funny enough, it was cold there. Other side of the equator, I guess. So there was some cold in Argentina, which is an interesting way to feel like it was summer, but it wasn't summer. But that's one of my fondest memories, that summer of 2018, and the cool places we went to. Iguazu Falls, tip of the day, everybody needs to visit Iguazu Falls, either in Argentina or in Brazil, but it's the most beautiful waterfall. And you can't really say waterfall, waterfalls. It's a town of waterfalls. It's beautiful, and that's one of my favorite things that I've done over the summer ever.
Quick question for you. How old were your kids at that time, Irene?
They were 6, 7, and 12. It was like crazy, right? Yeah, 6, 7, and 12. And they still talk about it with a lot of fondness, except for the 6-year-old. He's like, I don't remember anything unless it's a story you guys were telling.
You know what's crazy? I feel like you just did this like last year. That's how it feels.
Crazy.
Yes, it does feel like that.
It's crazy. Yeah. Time is flying. Yeah. It's crazy.
A ver, tú, Ceci.
Híjole, so there's so many. I feel like with the kids, starting new memories and just going on vacation and doing like a new thing every year with them, that's been fun. The one that's memorable, but it was exhausting, and you guys have heard me talk about it in the past. It was 3 years ago where we went to a bunch of places. We went to go visit my suegros, and then we went to Bacalar, and it was so freaking hot, like insoportable hot. Y de ahí nos fuimos a Mérida, and it just kept on, each spot just kept on getting hotter and hotter.
And hotter.
Pero I seguí la recomendación de Irene, like wherever you stay in Mérida, make sure there's a pool. Y allí horas y horas y horas the kids in the pool. Kids in donde haya alberca, they have a blast. So that's
how Noah started swimming. Remember, when you guys were traveling that year, you guys at the Airbnb tenían piscina.
That's that's finally the last one learned how to swim. 6 weeks in Costa Rica, I did it.
How awesome is that? When I think of my summers, they immediately take me back to the rancho in Mexico. and I think of like being a kid. And recently, I voy a poner a chillar, and this is going to be the short, sweet one, right? Okay. Pero I was just talking, we went to a little birthday party yesterday for one of the kids. We haven't gone to many classmate birthdays, but this little classmate has a summer birthday, and she invited Joaquincito, but she's really cool with Gali and Archie because they're also at the same school. So the parents were like, yeah, just bring all the kids, make it the whole family. And we went over and we were talking about, being kids, just seeing these kids run around. Like, wow, can you guys believe it's been 2 weeks since we haven't seen each other? And these are all little classmates, and it's so cute. And I'm like, I wish I was a kid again. I wish I could be a kid again and like just live so freely. And I was talking to one of the moms at dance before that was Gali was doing recital practice. And I was telling her, I'm like, qué preocupaciones. Sometimes you're just so free. And I think for me, and we try to rush to grow up, and now I'm like, I want Gali or all my kids to just hold on to being kids for as long as they can, right? But it takes me back to the rancho, being with my grandparents, and it's so sad because there were such limited moments. And you're like, if we knew, right, what we know now as grown-ups, as adults, those little moments are like so impactful, right? I would have asked, what was my dad like? But I didn't know any better, right? I wish I would go back and just take a little notepad and like write things down. But being a kid is so no worries. And I think that when I see my kids now, those are the kind of things I want them to experience, like these moments of no worries, no rush to grow up and to be this certain kind of person or certain kind of kid, right? Like no pressure. So anyway, it got me emotional, but it takes me back to being a kid, coleccionando piedras by the arroyo, right? And hoping that my bags of rocks in different shapes and sizes will make it back home. And they never did because they were too heavy, right? But that's the kind of stuff.
Qué bonito. So, that's beautiful.
Gracias. So with that, this is just a little taste of our summer series. I hope you all continue to tune in. If there's anything in particular you want us to discuss at one point, let us know. However, this is going to be something that you might hear and it might hit a string. It might resonate with you. So share your memories, share anything you like with us. You know where to find us. You can always find us on our webpage, leveluplatina.com. You can find us on the socials at leveluplatina. And DM us, message us. We love to keep this conversation going, but we're so glad that we have you for the summer. Check out anything you want to know about Level Up Latina on our page. And if you want to email us, because somos viejitas, we are, not y'all, send us an email, admin@leveluplatina.com. So thank you for tuning in for the first episode of the summer series. We'll see you around.
Bravo. Thank you.
Ciao, ciao.